Hey, what's going on everyone? This is iReviews back with another video, and today we're talking about iPhone charging. Now the reason I'm doing this video is that lately I've seen a lot of posts on Twitter regarding the battery health of the newer devices, the iPhone 14 models. Now this battery health has been dropping like crazy on the iPhone 14 models. Now here on my iPhone 14 Pro Max, you can take a look at the battery health here, and it's actually quite bad. Now this is of course quite a new device, it's not even a year old, so of course I purchased it in September last year, so by the end of the September it will mark a 1 year, but you can see currently we're at 89% battery health, which is again dropping really fast, and most iPhone 14 users are actually experiencing this issue. But is this a problem with the iPhone or the way we're using or charging them? Of course, that is hard to tell because of course most users will use the iPhone the same way as they have used the previous one, but this year it seems like battery health is actually dropping really fast. But of course, even our habits, the way we charge our iPhones and what we do with them will have a huge impact on their battery health. So in this video I will show you guys a few different things that you should not do when charging your iPhone in order to preserve as much battery health as you can on your iPhone and don't have to replace the battery really soon. Now first off, just to take some things out of the way, 3 different things that most people will actually think that are bad for the iPhone's battery but are not. One of them will be fast charging. Now fast charging is a way to actually quickly charge your iPhone. Apple says that a fast charger will charge your iPhone from 0 to 50% in about 30 minutes. That is great, of course, and it won't have a bad impact on the battery health of your iPhone. Just keep in mind that you always have to use genuine chargers, genuine cables when doing that, and not use any like cheap cables or chargers that you might buy somewhere really cheap. Those of course are probably not certified and will have a bad impact on the battery of your iPhone. Next up will be wireless charging, even though I don't actually prefer it because it charges really slow and it might heat up the device based on the charger, but it's not something bad. And also charging overnight. Now when you're charging your iPhone, you know that with the optimized battery charging enabled, your iPhone will charge quickly at 80% and then it will tickle charge to 100%. So it's not bad leaving your iPhone charging all night because of course it won't be used during that time and it will charge really slowly. And of course your iPhone with optimized battery charging will know when to charge to 100%, so during the night it will keep it just at 80, which is the optimal point to be for the battery health to be way better. And now let's move on to a few things that you should not do while charging your iPhone. And if you're doing them, you should stop immediately doing them while charging your iPhone because the battery health of your iPhone will go down really fast. Now according to Apple, the #1 enemy of the battery health is heat. So if you keep your iPhone hot while charging, that will have a very bad impact on a lithium-ion battery. And one thing you might do while charging is actually playing a game. Now games will require a lot of CPU and GPU power. That way of course it will consume battery and the battery is charging, the processor will heat up, the battery will heat up, and your iPhone will be really hot while doing that. That way of course causing the battery health to actually drop really fast. So one thing you should stop doing while charging your iPhone is using it to perform heavy duty tasks like playing a game or maybe watching a movie or just using an app that requires a lot of CPU power. Now when it comes to heat, there are a few other things that will have an impact on the iPhone's heating. One of them will be Now when it comes to heat, another thing that will have a bad impact on the iPhone's heat is cables that you use to charge your iPhone. If you have, again, as I said at the beginning, an uncertified cable to charge your iPhone, make sure you ditch it and just go ahead and purchase a genuine cable from Apple. And of course a charger, it doesn't have to be Apple, but it has to be certified by Apple. in order to actually use it for your iPhone. Another thing will be cases. Now, if you use like a bulky case on your iPhone, that will cause the iPhone to heat up really quickly, and while charging, it will heat up from the charger and from the case itself. That causes damage to the lithium-ion battery and of course causes the battery health to drop really fast. And of course, hot environment, you should never place your iPhone on a really hot environment while charging. So let's say maybe you're in a car, you put it on the dashboard, the sun will just get into your iPhone, will be really hot. That way the battery also of course will have a lot of damage and will have a huge impact on the battery health. Now a lot of these things people will actually do regularly. Now if you do something like this once or twice, it won't have a bad impact. But if you keep doing this over and over again, then you will see the battery health of your iPhone decreasing really fast. And now let's talk about something really interesting. A lot of people might think that charging your iPhone to 100% and then leaving it without charge to drop to 0%, then charging it again to 100% is optimal. Well, it's actually quite the opposite. You can see right here what I do on my device. It will very rarely drop below 20%. I don't allow that to happen because I charge my iPhone multiple times a day. Every time I just sit down on my desk to work something, I plug in my iPhone to charge. And as you can see, it's always constant here because that's the right way to actually charge your iPhone. In fact, it's basically the opposite of what people think. Completely discharging a battery can cause like chemical reactions that over time can reduce the battery's lifespan. So according to Apple and every other like battery specialist, charging your iPhone between 20 and 80% is the optimal like battery percentage to be on to have a better battery health, and of course the lifespan of your battery will be way longer. So just keep in mind that when charging your iPhone's battery, it's better to charge maybe 10% or 20% at a time, like multiple times a day you can charge 20%, 30%, then keeping it to 0 and then to 100. That is of course a no-no, which has a bad impact on the battery health. So these are a few things that you should stop doing when charging your iPhone in order to preserve the battery health of your iPhone, and your iPhone's battery have of course a way longer lifespan. As you know, this will have an impact not just on the battery but incomplete on your device, because once this drops below 80%, this device won't be the same. It won't be able to actually perform at its peak capacity, so I will have to actually replace the battery in order for this device to work as it's designed to. So of course it's like very strange. These newer devices are dropping really fast on battery health. So most likely if I would keep this device for 2 years, probably in about 4 to 5 months I will have to actually replace the battery, which is really bad. So that's pretty much it for this video, guys. Keep in mind these tips and tricks when it comes to battery charging in order to preserve the battery health of your device for as long as possible. Of course, it's not possible to keep it steady, but just help your device decrease that battery health as slow as possible. So that's it for this video, guys. Thank you for watching. Go ahead and subscribe for more. Don't forget also to leave a like on the video, and I'll see you on the next one.